And Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for nearly every make and model on the road. So don't wait. Test your battery today and let Napa help you keep moving.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Zach Gelb with Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. Elevate your engine performance with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. The Panthers have benched Bryce Young for Andy Dalton, and we all know Carolina is the worst-run organization in the NFL and will inevitably have the number one pick come April. So here's some free advice to David Tepper. There's no generational talent at QB in this draft, so don't take a QB at 1 and trade your pick to another QB-needy team for a haul so you could actually begin to rebuild the Panthers. I'm Zach Gelb.
94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia, live from the Tasty Cake Studios. Always live on the free Odyssey app. This is the Brandon Graham Show. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Live from Chickie's and Pete's in South Philly, it's the Brandon Graham Show, sponsored by Miller Lite. It's Miller time, Eagles fans. Celebrate responsibly. The great Brandon Graham here with us, also with the slightly less great Howard Eskin and myself, Spike Eskin. Well, you're less great than Brandon.
I've been around town longer than Brandon.
Well, still,
around town longer
you're not
than
a Super Bowl champion, even though you have the ring.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not a Super Bowl champion.
So,
yeah, but I'm in 5 Hall of Fames.
Wow. So, BG, let me ask
you know
you.
what? But hey, listen,
here we go.
he's our man. No, BG is our guy.
So, BG, let me ask you this. Obviously, you've been doing this show for a while, also on with the morning show at WIP. On days after games like yesterday, how hard is it to go and not only talk about your own job performance, which is not something that we have to do publicly, but also get questions about it from media, listening to fans? How is that for you the day after a game like yesterday?
You know what? It's tough because emotions are high right now. Everybody's, feeling how they feeling. Everybody hasn't really had a chance to really process it because it happened so fast. And, you just hope that you still got another game, which we do next week. Because, for us as a defense, I'm always starting with the position I play. It's like, being able to not stop the run in a game, that's something that we should all take to heart. And it's hard coming in after a loss. It's real hard, but you got to do it. I know people don't want to hear certain stuff, and it's like, hey, at the end of the day, I'm gonna always be that shining light, or try to be that light, regardless of if somebody want to hear it or not. Because it's like, what else I'm gonna do? I ain't gonna stay negative forever.
Well, don't worry, we can handle the negative stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna let y'all do that. But I'm just saying, earlier today, somebody like, well, you said this before. Well, it's like, look, what else? What you want me to say?
Right.
You want me to sign? You want to sign to a 10-day contract or something? So that we can get you in here and do some things. But you just gotta stay calm through it, and you gotta let people feel how they feel, and we move on to the next one.
How is the mood in the locker room and then at the facility today after a game like yesterday for you guys, for the team?
You say that again?
The mood.
The mood. Oh,
yeah.
So the mood. It was fire. It was fired up, honestly, from Jalen, because he know that we gave that one away, and he was like, that's why the details are important for both sides of the ball. And special teams did a good job, but both sides of the ball, it's all about technique. It's all about making sure you're doing your job, dominating your box. And when you don't do that, we got to check ourselves. We got to look in the mirror. And that's pretty much what he was saying. Like, the details, you see, that's what's going to beat us. The details will beat us, because I don't care how good of a team you are. Those things add up, those little things. And so we're going to figure out how people respond to it, because this is the first time we really had some adversity. Everybody's been, we got the roster, we got the best roster, this and that. Now it didn't look so good this last one, and a lot of people got some questions, and some people jumped off the bandwagon, which is cool because that happens all the time in this anyway. But I feel like for the most part, it's how we respond. So I'm excited to see how the guys gonna respond because I mean we all put our name on that, and you can't take it back. You just got to go do something about it.
I'm not in the mind of a player, but I looked at this game and it looked to me, and I'm not saying it now, it's not after the fact, I said it before the fact. I thought this was going to be a tough game, and the fans most of them thought this was going to be a blowout because Atlanta was so bad last week. Then you got two games coming up, on two tough games as it turns out now, on the other side on the road. It's hard for a player to acknowledge whether they took the game too lightly. It's the emotion. Was this opening game? Was the same emotion there that really should have been there, and it would have been more emotion if it was a better team? I mean, that's a hard question to answer, but you know where I'm going.
I know what you're saying. I mean, it's like you don't ever want to look past an opponent. And that's what we definitely didn't do. We just didn't do our job. I'm not, I can't get off into that part. I just think that we just didn't do our job the best we could.
You know what? When you only give up 22 points, you're supposed to win a game. Now, that last drive was disgraceful. I mean, I can't say it. It was disgraceful. It was too easy. It was too easy. But you only gave up 22 points. It's hard to win games in the NFL these days, only scoring 21. There was a lot of mistakes by everybody. But when you look at the number, that's not a bad number to end up with in a game, assuming this offense should score at least, I would think, at least 27 points a game. I mean, does anybody look at it that way?
I mean, I do understand what you're saying. We go 17 or less. We did play a good game as far as keeping them out the end zone up to that point. But I think that, we didn't finish well. We didn't finish well to stop it, and we made it look even worse at the end because of how we couldn't stop the run. But we did at times when we were supposed to, but we just didn't finish the game, I felt. And it just made it look worse.
You mentioned what Jalen said to everybody after the game, and Reed Blankenship mentioned it last night after the game that Jalen talked and the coaches really didn't say anything. We talked to Jordan Mailata earlier who said the same thing. Is that sort of – I'm just going by what I see on TV and what I see on the internet. Now, after games, it's always the coach. Coach comes up and says something. So is that something that you've seen frequently where it's a player instead of the coach? And I guess what does it mean that it was Jalen that did it this time?
Well, I mean, you already see a difference in Jalen this year. I mean, you see him doing this thing on the sideline. You see, I mean, nobody's really talking about, just him just being better than he was last year of like not letting anything get to him, just out here, serving the guys, out here, congratulating and doing all that stuff. Like, even though he didn't do it, he just making it a point to make sure he connected with his team and making sure that when things go bad, that he put it on his back too, just as well as, he's challenging us. And I think it was a good thing, especially from your number one, on the team, and that's the quarterback. And I know that he's going to get it right, and I want to make sure I got his back.
You mentioned not playing well against the run yesterday. And I don't know what Bijan Robinson averaged. It was something like 7 or 8 yards a carry. Are you able to how much of what you're able to diagnose about what happened are you able to do during the game? And then how much are you able to do after you guys are able to take a look at the film and understand it better?
Well, you see, it really was like hearing, or like when I looked at the film, it was more like people getting cut out, or maybe somebody got cut. Because they was going at the legs, cutting, to create that gap that they needed, and they did a good job. I mean, I just got to say that we can't be on the ground as a defense, and we was at times. And I mean, I'm challenging myself to make sure that the next time I do a better job myself. And we just all gonna hold each other accountable. We all gotta look at each other in the mirror, look in the mirror, and say, what can I do better? And I know that's a cliche thing all the time, but that's the truth. Everybody has to individually know that they could be better than they was, even if you did do good. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we got to figure out how we gonna who we are as a defense right now. And I don't think it's that. I just think that it's just more technique stuff that we can control, that we can make better. And I know we will.
You know, after the first week, you had to know, especially with Bijan Robinson, that they were going to. You know that's going to happen. Why did it happen? Because they saw what happened there. And you know it's going to happen next week, too.
Mm-hmm. What was the problem with it happening?
I mean, it happened, man. They had a game plan. They ran it. They did it.
Yeah,
you know, and it was nothing. It's nothing you can do other than just stop it. You know,
I know you mentioned Jordan Davis, and you said he felt bad. I think you said this morning he felt bad. He felt bad. I mean, he's got to play better, right?
I mean, I know he will. I know I know it. For me, I know Jordan. It means something to him because I know how he came in this offseason, and I still believe that it's gonna be a switch that really just gonna go off and they ain't gonna look back. And I can't wait, and I hope it's this week for him. But I know that for him, it's tough because it's like you got all these expectations of yourself, and you're like, man, and then things now go the way you wanted to early on. But I know for him, you got 15 games left. Let's just keep chopping away, keep chopping one game at a time, one day at a time, and one practice at a time, and make sure that you're showing up on this film because a lot of people looking for us and looking for him for sure because y'all supposed to be the future, and so I want to help him get there. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna give my best effort to make sure that that we stay together, and on top of that, make sure that people get to that next level in their career.
Jalen Carter was not on the field for some defensive series. I don't know how many. I don't know if it was that many.
He was on the field for 46 of 61 snaps.
Okay, but
not the first series.
Yeah. Merrill mentioned it on the air. He says Jalen. I wanted to check to see if there was an injury. That Jalen Carter was not there for a defense. Why is that? Was he tired? It's just giving him a blow.
There was a report today that Jalen was not on the field for the first series because he was late to a team thing last week.
Okay.
That was.
So it was the first series.
Yeah. First series was on, and then aside from that, he was on 46 of 61. Okay.
I ain't know that, but that stuff that just happened behind the scenes that you don't know.
Right.
But those things, you know what? Now that you mention it, those things, if in fact that happened, it can't happen. Yeah. You know that.
I know.
Well, you've been late before.
As a young, I have.
He's been late. He's been late to his own show.
Trust me, I know.
I don't know about that.
Wait a minute, you definitely have.
But you know what? Like we gotta.
I did 8,000 shows.
Wow.
He only had 60 plays a game.
You know what? It's all good. We all get held to a higher standard because of our job, and I understand that. But yeah, I didn't know that that's what happened. But I know JC, he's better than he's been getting better every year. And man, I can't. I just want them boys. I just want them boys to be the best and to be the greatest. And I know they want that too. And I can't wait for them to get that. Well, especially JD for him to get people up off his back because I know all about that feeling.
Well, I mean, you played with Fletcher Cox for a long time, who was great there. How much does what the defensive tackles, what they're doing, how much of your success at the edge is based on what they're doing at tackle?
Oh, it's big. You got to be together because if the quarterback don't have nowhere to escape, most of the time he try to bail back instead of stepping up. Because if the pocket is getting collapsed in the middle, by the D tackles, most of the time we trying to run outside, and if we there, everybody eats. I feel like it's so many plays to be made out there for all of us, but we got to make sure when it's our turn to give up ourselves for the next man, we do that. And then on top of that, beat the man, win your matchup, and I think that's where the game is won. when you keeping the quarterback in the pocket, and then making sure that you're getting them on the ground when you do get to him.
Josh Sweat mentioned something to the effect of last night about the group playing together and rushing together, and they're not. Obviously, not asking you to speak for somebody else, but do you have a general sense of what that could mean and what he's talking about?
Well, you know what, I'm gonna talk with him because I mean I understand it was frustration too a little bit, but if it is something that we can get better on, or it's something that he see, let's talk about it. Because at the end of the day, all we trying to do is figure out who we are as a team right now, who we are, what we gonna put our stamp on this year and say this was us. And we got to go out and we got to if we trying to dominate, we gotta do better than what we're doing right now. And I know that everybody want to dominate their box and do exactly great things, and we just want to do what we got to do to win. And I'm telling you, everybody had a good little attitude after Jalen spoke. Down on ourselves a little bit because, man, they stole that. They took that rug right up under us real quick. We had to win. All we needed was a stop. Didn't get it done, and now everybody, we knew the world was on fire. Everybody was hot, and so I think it kind of cooled down a little bit just from last night talking, because it could have went another way. And I ain't heard nobody say too much or nothing in the media. I mean, Sweaty, he said that, but I understand where he's coming from on that. It's nothing, no attacks at nobody. It's just, I'm just challenging. He's just challenging us. And so I think that when we get there tomorrow, we're going to figure out what the plan is and what happened, and then we're going to get it fixed.
Did anybody else step up when Jalen was after the game? Any of the other players step up to say something?
No, it wasn't really nothing else to say because he said it all for real. You know, he didn't hold back.
And for Saquon Barkley to take ownership, there are players that don't take ownership.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And
sure.
The fact that he took ownership, what does that do to enhance him? As he's already a good teammate, we know that.
Yeah.
What does that do when a player takes ownership like that?
Well, it makes you look at yourself and be like, man, this one, he had a good game and he made one big mistake, and man, it just make me look at myself and be like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure I got his back, but I make sure I take care of my stuff. I mean, I ain't gonna say everybody had that same mindset, but it's like, if I don't want to feel this feeling no more, so what can I do? And so that's exactly what ran through my mind.
So far this season, you guys just haven't been able to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback from the edge. Is that a technique thing? Is it a scheme thing? Is it an effort thing? What do you think has been the reason for that?
Well, it's only been 2 games. I mean, you see what that was. I mean, the field as a D lineman, you have to have traction. You know, it's tough. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? But as the second game, we just didn't get there. No excuses. But I know that we got 15 games to make it happen and make it better. And I know that the first 2 is not to the liking of what you see other teams been doing right now. And so we at the bottom of it. But we got to grind from the bottom. We got to grind from the bottom. And it's okay because we not that far off. We got some great rushers. Sweaty, that boy Huff. Can't wait for Huff to get everybody off him too, because it's like, you know, this is first year here, new scheme. He used to going because that 4-3. I know all about it. That Jim Swartz defense is about getting off that rock, attacking, and then it's a little different, you know, with under Vic. But at the end of the day, I see him working every day. I see him going hard. He's not one of those guys that just feel like he arrived. He put the work in, but everybody just got to stay the course. And I feel like when pressure is coming and all this pressure of people putting on D-line, it's gonna burst the pipes, and we're gonna be steamrolling once it starts. And I can't wait to. I hope that it's this week, and I hope that it start this week for us.
Well, we're going to take a break now, and then we'll talk about the next 2 games, which maybe look a little bit tougher than they looked when we first started the season. So take a break and then come back and talk to BG about this. This is the Brandon Graham Show, sponsored by Miller Lite. It's Miller time. Eagles fans, celebrate responsibly.
It should be all Nittany Lions versus Kent State. I'm Sammy P, here to help you beat the books with BetQL. Penn State hosting Kent State this weekend, and the numbers are something. Nittany Lions, a 49-point favorite, and the total, 55.5. The BetQL model has the over as a 5-star best bet. They think Penn State gets there by themselves. I'm Sammy P. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL and BetMGM apps today.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
People ask, is PNC just a boring bank? Well, that depends. Is starting a business boring, or being the first person in your family to go to college? For nearly 160 years, they've done the hard and occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results for their clients. To see what boring banking can do for you, stop into any of their local branches right here in the greater Philadelphia community. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Drive into summer with a Honda CR-V and Accord. Your fun-to-drive, weekend getaway vehicles. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So hurry in to the Honda Summer Event.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
Know what's below, because even minor excavation projects like installing a mailbox, building a patio, or putting up a fence can do major damage. Contact 811 before you dig, or visit pa1call.org to submit a locate request to have underground utilities marked.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are going to need a bigger cake.
Now through October 10th, upgrade and switch to 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data and 1 line of unlimited mobile for just $35 a month for 1 year. Plus, get an eligible free 5G phone with trade-in. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here. Last call. This offer is almost over. All FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. Then with a YouTube TV-based plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment. You can cancel anytime. So visit FanDuel.com/hammer. That's FanDuel.com/hammer to download America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 94 WIP.
21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Full price of NFL Sunday Ticket will be automatically charged seasonally after free trial. No refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For all station contest rules, go to 94WIP.com/rules.
Concert season is just heating up. Check out these awesome upcoming shows presented by Live Nation.
Kings of Leon at TD Pavilion. At the Man, September 23rd. Dropkick Murphys at the Met Philadelphia, presented by Highmark. September 25th. Dane Cook at the Met Philadelphia, presented by Highmark. October 12th. All the Smoke Podcast, live at the TLA, October 9th.
To buy tickets and to check out all upcoming concerts, head to livenation.com right now.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more too. May your team be great and your picks be true. And if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two. And tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, Jew. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, Jew. Hey! Tullamore Jew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol. William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
Experience the difference an exceptionally priced Acura can make at Elite Acura, home of the Elite Advantage on Route 73 North in Maple Shade, online at EliteAcura.com.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning!
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Your coworkers might annoy you, but we promise we won't. Download the free Odyssey app and you can listen to us at work while you tackle your inbox or get ready for another meeting that probably could have been an email. Tune in late? You can rewind your favorite live shows to catch what you missed. And with Chapters, easily jump to the topics that you care about most, like the latest updates from your team. Your sports talk, your way. The Odyssey app. Download it today.
This is the Brandon Graham Show with John Marks and Howard Eskin. Brought to you by Miller Lite and Chickies and Pete's. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
All right. Is that Rojas back there?
These are already in there.
Wait. All right. It's the Brandon Graham Show, sponsored by Miller Lite. It's Miller time, Eagles fans. Celebrate responsibly at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. Did you hear that? Now, no offense to John.
Yep.
John Marks and I get along fine. Hired him.
Yep.
Promoted him.
I heard it.
He's on the. You hear that?
I heard it.
What kind of disrespect? It's like sending you out onto the field with, a different name on the back of your jersey.
Who's running the ship back there?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, you know
Man.
what? It's a new guy. He got you promoted John. Now you got a new guy.
I'm the new guy.
I know you're the new
guy.
But you got some new people that putting the stuff behind.
Here's the thing.
The announcement.
Francisco Rojas is on the clock. Rod Lakin, program director, on the clock. Matt Battle, our imaging director, they're all on the clock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Something in there. They slipped in there, or maybe that was a prank. A prank they tried to
No,
pull
I
on
think
you.
they're just bad at their jobs.
Jeez. That was weak.
He on him.
It's okay. I don't care. So here we are, Brandon Graham Show. So I bet, I have to imagine, you guys, the first game is on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got a Monday night. Now you have a short week. You have to be looking forward to, because I know athletes are creatures of habit, getting back to a normal rhythm of the week.
Yeah.
Just a regular football, play on Sunday, watch tape on Monday, blah, blah, blah. You have to be looking, even though you have a short week now, you have to be looking forward to getting back to normal.
Oh yeah. I mean, we've been to Brazil. How fast that time flew.
Yeah.
Then, we just played at home. Now we about to go down to New Orleans. It's like, man, next you know, you look up, it's week 15.
So before we get to New Orleans, Nick Foles, official retirement last night.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get to talk to Nick at all yesterday? But B, what was he like as a teammate having Nick?
Well, I got to talk to him 2 days ago before on Sunday because he was in the building. But Nick Foles was a great teammate. I mean, even when he wasn't the guy, he always supported the guys that was in front of him. Always helped each other. Funny. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a cool guy. So laid back. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but for the most part, just cool Nick.
So if you had to make a vote, bigger play, Philly special or strip set?
Well, you know what? They both was important.
Hey,
they both was important at different times of the game. You know what I'm saying?
That is.
And I'm just happy that we got that fourth down.
Yep.
It would have been a tragedy that ball hit the ground any type of way. You know, of them tossing it around and then maybe Nick don't catch that ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It could have been a clean one, but then Nick got to finish it like how Brady did. Brady lost that one in there.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that it worked out, and then I'm happy that we sealed it with the strip set.
You know, one of the great stories about that play was you didn't practice it that week. I think you did it in the walkthrough the night before in the hotel because Doug was afraid that Bill Belichick was going to film some of the practices, right? So you practiced it the week before the Minnesota game, and it didn't work. It didn't work. It was unsuccessful.
It didn't look as good as they would want it to.
Yeah, right. And then you guys didn't practice it. Well, you're on defense, but then the team didn't practice it again, and it went off without a hitch, which is great. But it's amazing you can't practice it on the field because the other guy's a cheater, and he was there. The cheater was there last night.
I didn't even see that he was there until I seen the picture. I was like, man, I didn't even see.
I saw him on the sidelines before the game. Oh,
did you say hey?
No, it's just. I actually had one lengthy conversation with him, and that had nothing to do with football. And we talked for about 10 minutes. It was about John Bon Jovi, who's a friend of his, and I know John. And it was about Charles Barkley, who was a friend of his, and obviously I know Charles. And we didn't talk any football. And then a writer came up to him and said, "Hey, I'm doing a story in the Super Bowl program. Can I talk to you?" Talk to my PR guy. Just blew him right off. You don't talk football with him. And then he talked to me. It was before when you practiced up there, I guess a few years ago.
Yeah.
You practiced up there. And then before the exhibition game, he came over to me. But that's it. I have no desire to talk to Belichick again.
Well, so BG, let me ask you this about Howard and Belichick. Let's say, for example, let's say Nick decided he doesn't want to coach football anymore, and he wants to, start a ranch somewhere, and he retires. And the Philadelphia Eagles hire Bill Belichick to be the head coach. How quickly do you think that guy over there would change his tune on Bill Belichick?
Oh, for sure.
Do you think he would call him Bill Belichick to his face at a press conference?
Nah, I think he'll probably ask them crazy questions that he do.
Well, don't go back to not answering them. No, I'm not gonna be friendly to him.
Why?
I won't, because he's a creep.
He's
he's not as great
on the sideline.
What's that?
You was being friendly with him on the sideline.
Well, it was actually after they came off the field, but that was during practice and then before the game. But it was a different time. Then we found out, you know what happened in one of the game where Malcolm Jenkins intercepted the ball and went, 99 yards or something like that?
Yeah, at their house.
Okay. That's before all that stuff came out. The equipment guy, and I'm standing right there, comes up to your equipment guy, Greg, and say, "Hey, can we," he kept the football. "Can we have that football back? We'll give it back to you after the game." Then I found out after the season that they were deflating the football. So the reason they took the football back, and I said, wait a minute, now I know why they took the football back.
Well, that's mostly Brady, not Belichick. So if the Eagles,
it's both of them.
So if the Eagles hired Belichick, you would not be cordial to him. And,
I wouldn't be rude, but I wouldn't be cordial.
And would you ask him about his cheating in the first press conference?
I probably would ask him if he has any inclination. First of all, he's not going to be the coach here.
I'm just saying if it were to happen.
Okay. You have to ask him about his cheating in the past.
Okay.
You have to.
All right. And would you tell him about the?
And you know what? It's well documented because he got fined and suspended.
Sure.
So it's well documented. It's not like it's just a rumor.
Well, I'm just.
I would. You know what?
I'm just keeping him
honest. I
honest.
almost hope he would be the coach so I could ask that
trust
question.
Me. Yeah, we'd all be watching you. Trust me.
Man.
So, BG, in New Orleans on Sunday.
Yep.
We were talking to Elliot earlier, and Elliot Shore Parks has been to every NFL stadium, and he said from his perspective, New Orleans for a visiting team is the most difficult to play in. You've played there. How do you rank that as far as other stadiums, other visiting places?
No, it's top notch for sure. As far as when we was losing, what was it, the year 2018 when they blew us out the first game.
Yep.
And then we came back the second game and we should have
in the playoffs.
In the playoffs,
Yep.
but
With Nick.
yeah. But
Yep.
I've been on the side where they beat us like almost 40 points. I think it was 40 points. And I mean, you just see the lights going crazy, and then you hear the roar of the crowd. I mean, it's a party down there. But hopefully we the ones having the party and not them this week, because you don't want to get them started in their house.
Well, dome stadiums are always louder anyway.
Yeah,
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for me, even with headphones on, to hear the broadcast when I'm down there in some of those dome
They
stadiums.
trap that noise in,
Yeah,
for sure.
boy, it's unbelievable.
They have surprised pretty much everyone by having the top scoring offense in the NFL, New Orleans. Have you had a chance to see any of them yet, or are you not at
yet.
that point? Not
Other
yet.
than just watch the game against Carolina when they was playing. But nah, I didn't get a chance to really watch them. But I mean, I know they was gonna be good anyway because they always have a top defense for sure. And then I just haven't seen their offense yet. But Kamara, I mean, we know him as a player. Last year he was hurt for the most part. Yeah. So you ain't really get to see him a lot. But yeah, we got our hands full this week. We gotta make sure we go out and execute and get them on the ground.
The bye week is week 5? Season? Do you prefer it to be later in the season? Is that a?
I mean, I like it in the middle. The middle is cool. I mean, we got one early this year. It is what it is. We're gonna enjoy it, but we got some real work to do, and I'm hoping that we get on top of this.
I think they have the early bye week because after week 5, I think they can start flexing games. So the Eagles are always one of the teams that they look at possibly flexing, and by having the bye early, then they play all those games. So if they want to flex a game. But the Eagles, you guys are locked into a lot of late games, whether 4:25, no more Monday night games.
I think there's only 2 1:00 home games.
Yes, yeah, and then on the road, there's but only 2 1:00 home games. Yeah, which is brutal. But whatever, it is what it is, and it's okay.
BG, we were having this debate on the afternoon show today. If you could have one skill, you could be an excellent singer or an excellent dancer. What would you rather be? Ike said singer, but I think I talked him into dancer because he's convinced that the good dancing is what got him his wife. So excellent singer, excellent dancer.
If I'm thinking my wife, I'm gonna go singer.
Singer?
I'm gonna get in her head, get in her mind. And that singing, man, mesmerize people for real.
Yes.
That really cherish it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I go a singer, even though I like dancing. Voice, man, yeah. That's a good skill to have.
I can't do either. You over there? Excellent singer, excellent dancer.
You know what? I would have more fun singing, but I'd rather be a dancer because I'd be a giant on Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
How are you getting on Dancing with the Stars?
Well, I mean, they have a criminal on there, the woman wearing an ankle,
Yeah, but those are big, national stars. I don't think they're hiring you for that.
Who knows?
Yeah.
If you're a good dancer, they're gonna hire you.
Yeah.
Dancer, that's right.
You're gonna get them auditions.
So, what would you say? Eagles 1-1. Beat Green Bay, good team. Lose to Atlanta, good team. Do you think this team is good enough? Can you get things where they need to be a real NFC contender?
I do. I believe that. I believe we got the roster to do it. We got the mindset to do it. Sometimes your plans don't always happen right away, but if you trust the plan and you stay going with the plan, you don't know what's gonna come of it. But being negative about it because we had a little bump in the road and it didn't go the way people thought it should have went. It's like it's always humbling, which is great because I mean it happened to us early, so now we know we ain't invincible. I'm glad we didn't go undefeated, of course, because it just builds so much more pressure. But I'm happy that we learned a lesson in a big way as a defense, and it's on us to change it.
Yeah, New Orleans is going to be tough. But Todd Bowles, what did he say? You might remember this. After the playoff game, that he knew everything that Jalen was going to do.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah. So Jalen owes him one
in Tampa.
But if he feels that way,
yep.
He knows what he's doing defensively.
Yep. It's a different first 4 games than we figured it would be, but it's exciting, man. Well,
that's the NFL.
What's it? Yes. Yeah. And we're going to go 17-0, right? So, yeah.
All the big dogs that people thought we all lost this week.
Yeah, San Francisco lost, Dallas lost.
I know, and I was sick because it's like, man, we had that one.
Yep. Detroit lost, right? No, Detroit won.
Detroit lost.
Yeah, Detroit lost.
Detroit lost.
Tampa
right?
Bay.
Yep. All right. Well, BG, we appreciate you. We'll see you back here next week, same place, same time. And I appreciate it, man.
Let's go, baby.
All right. This has been the Brandon Graham Show, sponsored by Miller Lite. It's Miller time, Eagles fans.
What's your name again? I just heard.
I'm Spike.
Oh, okay. Because I heard another name when we.
If you're
kidding.
Yeah, I know. That's all good. If you're listening now, we have Phillies baseball tonight. Jack Fritz and I will get you ready for Phillies Brewers right now.